fucked everything goddamn up. Oh, for that. Oh, for that. Oh, for that. We're gonna set the vibe. We're gonna get out ratchety. We ain't gonna. Oh, boom, 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 boom.
Hey man, what's going on, Flavor? Hey man, I met this young fine woman today, man. Was she fine? Man, she was like the brightest thing I ever seen in the sky, man. Oh, really? And she said, look, whenever you need to find me, just look up. I said, look up where? This man, she sure had game. She was cold-blooded, man. Dig it, man. I mean, her influence made me feel like, hey, Jimmy, what you think about this? I think I like it, man. Her influence made me feel like this, man. And I got the like the brightest thing you ever seen. I mean, you can't miss her, man. She look like one of them twinkly, sparkly things in the sky, man. Oh, man. I mean, she said when I need to find her, just look up. That sounds like jive turkey. Nah, y'all joking, man. Y'all all joking, man. This, man. Quit jibbing and jiving. I'm telling you about experience, man. But do she make you feel like this? And I got the world in my seen her yet. Tell me, have you seen her? Yeah, have you? Now to ask all the fellas in the neighborhood, have they seen her? Out here looking like a sucker. Have you seen her? Sucker for her love. Have you seen her? Yeah, have you? I just got one question, guy. How can you make something so beautiful, so unforgettable? Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her? Yeah, I got the whole world in my head. And I don't know what to do with it. And I got the whole world in my head. And I don't know what to do with it.
Oh, look at that. I got the world in my underpants. Oh, for that. Oh, for that. I'm about to get into the flight sigils and synchronicities and stuff like that about what's going on in the sky with the moon and Pisces. Moon and straight jacket, gotta make that money, man. Don't do nothing that. But you know what I'm saying? Moon and Pisces, though. Real good Moon and Pisces energy, elaboration, dream, flunked out, delusion, la la land, Alice in Wonder, Ninth Wonder of the World, China, WWF. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. You gotta know how to put the things together and be like, oh, it's the same stuff. It's the same synchronicity. Same character, different pattern. And then you'll be able to spot things. Oh, I see it. Thank you so much for the donation, Peter. Oh, I appreciate that for the bottom. Real stuff. Yeah, we got the world in our hands. You know what I'm saying? Actually, the world is our hands. Our hands is made out of like the same synchronicities and sigils and stuff like that. So like the mantras and stuff we do with our hands, we ain't doing nothing but doing some type of mechanism that's in nature. So when you know how to point the right like things out and do the right mechanism with it, you create the same results in some way, shape. You know what I'm saying? All these forms that we do is like our magic wands and stuff. Help our spirits get the picture better. You know what I'm saying? Help the mental get the picture better. So your physical is controlled by the mind, and your mind is controlled by the spirit. So your spirit be having a certain way and want to create something, then that mind state bend in on itself as a physical form, and then you do like the alignment, whatever you do with your body, and then that be the witchcraft, practicing with the ritual and spell, as being the practitioner, the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Being the esoteric practitioner. Also, you can put yourself in all those kind of circumstances where you know how to chop them ganzui, everything like chopped cheese when it comes to thought forms, circumstances, situations, things you want to put yourself in, things you want to get yourself out of, and you can do it like a smooth criminal. Yee-hee. Oh, Sarah, are you okay? Annie, are you okay? Annie, are you okay? Annie, you've been hit by... Oh, Sarah, I don't know none of that. I don't know none of that. I don't know what kind of signals God was giving Michael Jackson that night. Annie, are you okay? Hell, stop. That didn't want the hearts and the heart chakras of Lilith, the Sophia, everything. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson was on there. Annie, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? The moon cycle at noon, everything was talked about in that one sigil. Annie, you thought he was talking about a person. This cat talking about metaphysics. Y'all said Masonic rituals. Y'all said y'all don't know. You just don't know, but you do know that you remember, or you, even if you was born after that time, you know what I'm talking about. That's all you know. You just know the after effects of all the witchcraft and stuff. Just know Annie ain't no person in this aspect. That's a whole synchronicity the moon be in and stuff like that. When you be moonwalking and stuff. And then, Annie, are you okay? Billie Jean ain't no person either. Y'all always thought Billie Jean was a person. Billie Jean was never a person. So you gotta be in these studios to understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's a hidden Masonic knowledge and stuff why the sidewalk light up on Billie Jean, and Billie Jean not actually being a person, and it's not my son. Billie Jean is not my lover. She just a girl that think that I'm in the one. Oh, for real. But the kid is not my son. I said, oh, sad. Then you start understanding, like, oh, okay, sidewalk light up, somebody's son, Billie Jean. Oh, okay, another aspect of moon and moonwalking, the fifth, my emotions about something. No, sad, real stuff. Just everything esoteric, everything esoteric. If you can remember it for 10 years. Now, all this bubblegum drop stuff, you know what I'm saying? Here today, gone tomorrow, VH1, where are they now? They didn't quite add the ritual to stuff. So that's how you know they probably didn't even do what they was talking about. So that even if it's a love artist, R&B singer, probably never really got their heart broke, so you can't really feel that song. They probably got it written, they probably didn't write it right, or somebody who wrote it for them didn't put their real experiences in it because they had somebody else in mind, and the person they had in mind, just the artist right now, that's an industry plant that didn't actually go through the scenario, just had the look and the voice. That don't always work. You know what I'm saying? You could be a drill artist or something like that, never drilled nothing, so you could almost bet your bottom dollar someone will pick who can't rap as good as their favorite rapper that's in drill than you, because you ain't actually doing it and stuff. So it's like an energy thing. When you got the energy behind whatever that you doing, that's what makes it more real. You know what I'm saying? Make it more synchronicities and all that type of stuff. So when a person really run through it, sometimes they may not even have the right words to say it, and then the song or something like that may be trash, or the movie may be trash, but you somehow like that movie. That'd be like a cult hit or something like that. That's why a lot of sequels be trash, but there's certain sequels to movies that's cult hits due to the fact that it hit something. It was hitting on something. It was hitting a certain point that, regardless how trash it was, they was on point when it hit a moral system about something. You know what I'm saying? So always care more about the energy first. The look of it will have grace. And everybody who give it attention, they don't know why, but their mind would be programmed to give it grace too. Give it acceptance. The bad parts look beyond that. You know what I'm saying? And this how, even if you're an individual who think, because Walt Disney trained y'all. So even if you're an individual who think you physically ugly in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, all you got to do is practice what I'm talking about, and you will manifest situations that will fight you to get out that thought. You'll manifest people, places, and things to fight you to be like, you beautiful. Why you keep acting like that? You got to start getting out of it and getting out of the illusion and stuff. Like, that's how deep God works. You know what I'm saying? Not no Jesus that people try to throw y'all in. No, God. All possibilities. You know what I'm saying? Because you got infiltrators online too that give you the program the Allah and the Israel and the Christian again too, and then you won't be able to access these powers for yourself. You know what I'm saying? To understand what it clearly means, to actually lose it and use it for yourself. And you got people trying to make $1 online by throwing Allah, the Quran book in your face, the Jesus book in your face, all this. And then when they say that, you know that these are just individuals who's using these things to get in somebody's panties. These are somebody who's using these things to get money. These things are not actually the center focus on what actually is needed in order for us to self-reevaluate and do some real shadow work. You see what I'm saying? Those things are low-hanging fruit tools that come from Jews, that you don't necessarily even have those insecurities to even be having to use those to get any bread loaf, which is why you get bread crumbed. You see what I'm saying? And that's mentally and physically. So that's real spirituality, how you understand the mechanisms of stuff. Everything is a mechanism. And if you understand the physical is made from the mind, the more condensed physical, the more mind states it take and the longer experiences and time references it may have to go through. But if you know you could start somewhere and don't throw the rock too far towards a star that you can't reach, an idea or goal, work with the little that you do have and appreciate those things and don't take advantage of those things. And those things have become more of a supporting system than whatever that you're trying to replace those things with in your mind as expectations to even keep going for what you're going for. Half of the time, 90% of how you're going to get there is looking at the things that you think you lack and putting more power in those inanimate objects, which are thought and feeling, and allowing those things to create as abilities that you can actually materialize from that manifestation. You coming up with better ideas to work with little did you have. So you're more in the space of creating solutions than complaining. See what I'm saying? So no matter how hard it is, and no matter how many solutions you got to develop, as long as you don't allow the fatigueness mentally and physically to redirect you into another complaining area on a large percentage scale, that's what God like to see, to put you in a position of, some type of responsibility that God know whatever power God give you, you're going to do right with it, not take advantage of it. Okay, we're 12 minutes in. So, happy flight day. And we don't give a F. I said all my Scorpios out there, I'm saying? I'm gonna chill out though. I ain't gonna go in again. So I got this weird habit where sometimes I get one thought form and it take me way away from my original thought, what I'm getting ready to do. It take me a while to get out of that one. And that might be, roasting and joking. Sometimes I gotta get out. And then I find a serious energy, like get back serious. But I find like a building that sells serious toys and stuff like that there in that world. So then I get serious about even roasting more. So I gotta get out that street downtown Times Square, Babylon sometimes, and like go to like some vacant area where it's more peaceful. The houses are separated. Everybody got driveways and yards and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So when I come outside in that world, boom, all right, now I'm more, you know what I'm saying? And then I won't be roasting you smack monkey Scorpios in the middle. You know what I'm saying? It'd be more PBS-y. You know what I'm saying? More PBS-y right now. Real stuff. God damn it. I'm going to the park now. I'm driving away now. I'm flying away right now, away from that city. Okay, wait, I'm trying. Oh, smack monkey, I'm trying. All right, I'm there. I'm away. All right, listen, Sun is Scorpio, Moon, and Pisces. It's still happy flight day, though. You know what I'm saying, though? You know what I'm saying? I'm there. I'm almost there. I'm trying. I think I got something in the trunk that I turned around out of. You Scorpios ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. I'm sorry, you too, real quick. All right, let me just get back. I'm getting back peaceful. Who saw? Okay, yeah. Sun is. Ooh, we can't be fresh as Scorpio while we going in though. We're gonna say that for the Ratchet channel. All right, now Sun and Scorpio, Moon and Pisces. I'm all right. I dropped back off. I dropped back off whatever I had in that little city or whatever. Like I'm gone now. Sun and Scorpio, Moon and Pisces. Oh, everybody is beautiful in the world and got good kind hearts and good characteristics and stuff. And about to save the world in their mind. Oh, Sam, whoo, that's hard to say. Oh, Sam, well, we getting there. I'm fighting to get to that space. Thank you so much for the donation, Julius Pay. Real stuff. I'm gonna get there. I'm there. I'm there in that location. I appreciate that for my heart. Real stuff. Okay, Sun and Scorpio, Moon and Pisces. Now you could be in some type of delusion, some type of like mental retardation, needing a crutch or something like that, because you know what you may have been told, what you may have been seeing, what Walt Disney getting ready to create to make a new blockbuster hit. You know, Jada, Tupac, Peek, and Shakur and stuff like that. She might be all selling the next bestseller book or whatever like that. You know, hit them up on there. You can look on the back and see the credits. Hit them up. Brenda had a baby on there. All them good chapters. Jada Pinkett got it. You know what I'm saying? But goddamn it, I get around. All that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Machiavelli hole on the bottom of it and stuff. The whole subsidiary in the back where the credits and content. Hell yeah. Hell motherfucking yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's all that energy right now I'm going to get ready to get into. You know what I'm saying? They don't get thrown out. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Venus is in Virgo. Y'all reprobates right now, too. I'm trying to slide away from not going in on y'all Virgos right now again, too. I'm sorry. I got to act out the energy. Let me just teach it. Almost got it too. You Virgos almost got it too. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn it, we're gonna spend some time on everybody. And let us know that goddamn it, the moon being in goddamn Pisces will react and respond to our delusions. And you might go too deep into your delusion during this particular time. So you got to watch agents that's around you and you ain't got your esoteric rose-colored glasses or your dark ones. And I don't mean actually wearing glasses, but sometimes you can manifest practicing out the ritual on spell down here from the witchcraft was on your mind. Because, you know, based upon blocking the full facial expression or reaction towards the outside world, you're protecting yourself from other energies that people get their antennas possessed by and things of that nature, and they may not necessarily know that they're playing. So, you know, blocking yourself from any form of radiation also, you know, have your mind and the blood cells there not as work so much to calcify things to clear up your pineal gland. So you have a much more resting bitch face energy, which we all need to be having, especially when we hearing bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You might be at work and the manager, you end up getting ready to create a permanent facial expression that may not be needed in certain areas you want reciprocation in. And what's the other one? And consideration. So sometimes you got to learn how to jump in this energy that I'm talking about and put your matrix glasses on, your matrix rose-colored glasses, until you might not necessarily have no glasses. So therefore, whatever bullshit around, you automatically by default have a chakra that bend in as your blood cells and make you create the resting bitch face. No, I'm saying that's all you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that one even better than the fake smile, because sometimes it's hard to even do the fake smile. You know when you got to go to work, you got to school. You know when you're around somebody you don't like, but you got to go ahead and you got to get that check and clock in and clock out. So you know that means more. Or you just here to get a good grade and leave. You ain't trying to pay for no more books and getting more college debt and stuff. So sometimes you got to. Yeah, I like being here. You know what I'm saying? But you know how hard that is sometimes. Do you know how hard? So sometimes if you like do with the other thing I'm doing, the equilibrium energy, it play out in that area real good too, and you ain't got to fake the funk. Because sometimes that's hard to do. Trust me, y'all, I've been in a lot of same situations y'all been in before. It don't matter. Friends, family, associates, out and about. It don't matter. Trust me, y'all know what I'm talking about. And sometimes it's hard. So sometimes your face won't do nothing else. And then a person got to be like, what's wrong with you today? And you ain't even wanted to go there. So every now and then, you build yourself up for every other day to be like, man, all right, let me just, and then you got to, yeah, I like being here. I like it here. You don't, but you got to clock in, clock out. You know what I'm saying? This is real stuff. We got to practice this stuff every day. This is deep spiritual work right now. That's tough right there. You know what I'm saying? Even doing that, God respect you right there. Even just doing that, trust me. Because anybody else will be in jailed and quit and got fired, went upside somebody's head. All kind of stuff, trust me. Lose it all. You know what I'm talking about. So don't think God don't see stuff like that and clap. Please, believe me, don't think God don't sit back and look at that like real stuff. Reals, don't think though. I'm God's child. You hearing it from the horse's mouth. If I can see God doing that for us, trust me, you're a human. You don't know where God at. I'm telling you, God see you, and God congratulate, God applaud. That get hard though. It's an uphill battle. So I can teach you a little better one. There's some rose-colored glasses one where you can just have to roll the resting bitch face. They don't know what to think. I said at that point, they leave you alone too. I said, oh, what to think, leave you alone. And you ain't have to put in that extra work because you probably planted a lot of bad seeds. So previously, they expect a smile or a good reaction from you because that was once upon a time you was going through a phase of being a fool. Once you realize this man is taking advantage of you and you getting paid the same amount as everybody else. And this person having you do more, try to get you wet in your mind to make you feel good about what you're doing, but you're really getting taken advantage of. But since they like appreciate it because you could probably do it better than someone else, eventually you got to get out of that fart cloud like, wait a minute, I'm getting taken advantage of. So next week, that smile ain't genuine. Next week is you got to struggle because you know that's what they expect. But behind closed doors, you know, you're like, oh, this person using this. I like being here. Oh, but then after a while, you got to really figure out, just put the regular rose-colored glasses on and you'll be okay. You'll be okay. You ain't got to do that one no more. You can just do the resting bitch face, and go about your business. Clock out. Ain't nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Nothing else about nothing. Ain't nothing else about nothing. Real stuff. Real stuff. I ain't doing nothing but telling the truth. It's an uphill battle. Hey, easier said than done, too. Easier said than done, too. Everybody don't even make it. Sometimes you get there, you clock in, it don't even make it to a smile. Fuck it. Oh, that's it. You go hide in the bathroom, spend more minutes in the bathroom than usual. Do whatever you got to take for things to run through smoothly until you could pick that day that you could get that fight better again. You know what I'm saying? As long as God see you trying, you good. You know what I'm saying? You have some grace. Real stuff. I know how God came to me in my life. Don't tell me I'm lying for God to come to you in your life. Real stuff. Real stuff. Other than that, yay. But moon opposing voodoo. I said moon opposing voodoo. I was about to say voodoo, which it is. Like Venus and Virgo is voodoo. I said because Virgos will turn anything into a job. Spirituality, religion, goddammit, relationships. They will put anything in the sixth house without even having Virgo in their sixth house. They just chose to come here between the times of the end of August and the goddamn early September. Nobody told you to be born down that time. Nobody told you smack monkey reprobate spirit. See, I told myself I wasn't gonna get home. I'm sorry. Stop, Uriel. Stop, Uriel. I can't stop going there sometimes. Let me stay on the knowledge. Get back on the knowledge. They'll need to hear how much they'll reprobate today too. Oh, I'm saying these Scorpios and these Virgos don't need to know how much they'll reprobate every day. They might do. They get peaceful a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Those smack monkeys. Smack monkey. But it has voodoo though. Let me not get into that detail. Oh, stuff. Might be some weird Virgo out there right now, like, oh, that's my power. I'm gonna start practicing that on everybody in their family and stuff. Now I got some blood in my hands. I don't even know why I got it. You know, I said some reprobate got a millionaire and manifested all kind of trial and tribulation for their family and stuff while they somewhere with their Birdman hands rubbing and good successful energy talking about, yeah, I'm a Mercurian. Oh, no. Yeah, let me go ahead and stop that right now. Oh, I don't get no power. I don't get nobody no power. Reprobates. Oh, this is for spirituality, not a job. I said they throw anything in the sixth house. Even if they ain't got that in the sixth house, they throw a relationship there. All of a sudden, a relationship came a job. Last time I checked, anything we make a job is once upon a time we gonna want to call off from that motherfucker. Oh, say that motherfucker. So goddamn, y'all Virgos gotta chill out sometimes. How y'all even be friends? Y'all turn it into a job. Y'all, it's like something you wake up in the morning and think you gotta be on time. You gotta be on time to tell me to wash my ass. Oh no, that was all. Even though that's a good thing, but nah, not the way you do it. You got it on my calendar written down. You didn't wrote on a manuscript. Goddamn it, you didn't put a note in my mailbox, and you called me in the morning to remind me. Oh, at this time, I don't like the way you like being a friend. At this point, I don't even like the way you being a friend. Nah. I'm cool. Airplane mode. Airplane. All right, I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna smack monkey Virgos. I'm sorry. Let's get back. Okay, we're going back. We're going back to the knowledge. We're getting back to the knowledge. Man, nobody told Venus to be a Virgo right now, though. Oh, saying nobody told the sun to be a Scorpio right now. No, like real stuff. Not with Uriel on Earth. Not with Uriel. We're gonna talk about it. Oh, Sam, we're gonna talk about it a little bit. I don't even care if it's a planet or you a person to me. We're gonna talk about you too. You don't care. Venus float down old buttercream ashy feet Venus. Oh, Aphrodite feet. Oh, that. Oh, Celine Dion face. Oh, for that. I wish I was Janet Jackson. I'm Wendy Williams in the face. Looking up for that. A new. No matter who you is, human, planet, animal, you will get this sweat. Not when you're on Earth. You'll get this sweat. I don't care. You'll be a cloud particle. You will get this. Why you shaped like that? Why you not full circle? You know what I'm saying? Full circumstantial. Why you squared out? You in phallic religion as a particle. You ain't shit as a particle. It don't matter. It don't matter. Don't come in Uriel circumference. Hell, stop. Hell, stop. Angels game bang on anything. You know what I'm saying? Don't be no spirit and being no prime mover and nothing I see moving. I don't care what level of life you at. You had a particle life. You'll get this sweat. You will get this sweat. Oh, it don't matter to no angels. We don't discriminate. Oh, we roast clouds, everything. We make clouds go back and get straight. Look like a regular cloud. Why you look discombobulated, disformed? You know what I'm saying? Those clouds start moving back in place. It'd be a sunny day now. Y'all say clouds start feeling bad that they create storms now when you're here around. Oh, it's sunny day now. Better act right. The angel on Earth. Well, stop. We roasting mods, we roasting goddamn Gaias and everything. It don't matter what you is. Don't have no Madam Blissey's titties. And try to say I'm inside of you and Mother Nature. No, you catch your sweat too. You catch your sweat, big waterbed neck face too. You know what I'm saying? Big ocean waterbed face, jawline waist. You don't get it too. Real stuff. Yeah, we're going real deep, ape house mysticism. Scorpio. Oh, for that. Sad. Moon trine Mars. Now we also got the moon trine Mars. We reacted and responded with delusions and stuff like that. And we might add too much of those with our passions. So we might go for our passions, and other people might be looking at us like our mama or something like that. Like, oh, child, you need a straitjacket. Oh, child, that might be the wrong decision. Oh, child, you might need a little bit of Jesus Christ in your life. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you get ready to do. So make sure, your passion's okay on your mind. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your heart space in the right place. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, we got Pisces and the moon in the sky. You know what I'm saying? Make sure both of those in the right place. You don't want to be like, oh, I'm passionate. I'm going to do this. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? You never come back. You ain't even on Earth no more. You done got abducted, disappeared, drove off a bridge. You know what I'm saying? All because you passionate about a delusion. Passion, Mars, Scorpio, delusion. Goddamn it, moon and Pisces. So yeah, don't get your heart space in a delusion right now. Go all about on some passion, and you ain't got nothing to go back to. You done burnt down all your circumstances, situation, esoterically speaking. All the way down to the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension. You ain't got no home to go to. You done burnt too many bridges. No, I'm saying you got no job no more. And all this kind of other stuff. Yeah, y'all gonna have to be careful doing this energy too. Don't let Pisces get you a la-la land because it feel like they got the right decisions because it got some agreeable energy in the sky. These agreeable energies ain't necessarily gonna support things in a sufficient manner. So you need to know that too. Even though Mars is in its rightful place. You know what I'm saying? You can get too lost into where Mars at in its rightful place. It's lower octave version. You might get too lost, make good decisions, good ideas, good logic about manipulation. I was about how to keep a secret. I said about how to destroy. It might be stuff like sting and cheat. You better transmute that and become a phoenix. So they'll use this power in the sky right now down here, Captain Narcissistic. Said be Captain Planet for everybody. Don't be Captain Narcissist. Real stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because this energy is Scorpio right now. Lord, let me chill. Here I go. I'm about to go back to the Scorpio. Let me stop. Me catch myself. Lord Jesus Christ. Energies in the sky. You can attract it, bring it down here, manifest $1 million. Hey, everybody is superior down here in gods. Oh, Sam. I don't even think I believe what I said. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? With this energy, Moonshine and Mars, we got to make sure we ain't reacting or responding with no weird delusion. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that it's creative. Make sure it's part of our imagination we got faith and belief in. Not a dream that we correlated it and we don't know if it's a delusion yet because we ain't expressed it enough based upon being introverted, insecure, you know what I'm saying, naive, passive aggressive, where you're not expressing what you truly mean. So you're not getting the clarity of whatever that you're into. Is it responded to in a sufficient manner or not? Or do people like it or not? Or is it creative or not? So you might be still into a delusion. Then when you build up that energy of actually expressing it, and if it's still a delusion because you ain't did the actual shadow work and expressed it to see if it's actually creative or not, then you might set yourself up for an extreme letdown. So you got to be careful with that energy too when it comes into the moon trine and Mars. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be in some goddamn heart space right now where you just got this faith and belief about whatever that you into, and all that faith and belief just manifests into a passion because it got that 120-degree angle with Mars, and then that passion gonna make you develop an idea like this decision you making is right, and that decision you making that's right could be setting you up for a letdown. And everything that you could have learned what was wrong with it in small portions that you was able to deal with, you're gonna have to deal with it all at once while not even knowing if what you was doing was creative. And now you might be embarrassed. You might feel the energy of Lilith being in Virgo, and things of that nature, and you feeling emotionally separated from the comfort zone that you normally be in without knowing it due to the fact of the moon opposing Lilith in Virgo. You know what I'm saying? So you can be in that kind of energy too. That was a Vape Instant Power X20 version I got off somebody's SD page. A Hebrew Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. So yeah, keep that in mind too when we start talking about Lilith being in Virgo and stuff like that. You know, this is our energies of feeling embarrassed. So everybody feel embarrassed differently due to the fact of where your Lilith at. And if your Lilith square or opposed Virgo, if it's square it, that means your Lilith is in Gemini or Sagittarius. If it opposes it, that means your Lilith is in Pisces. I appreciate the donation from the bottom of my heart. Shout out to Vin Waddy. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Real stuff. So, for the most part, if you square or oppose it and things of that nature, you may even feel like you're being embarrassed in areas that you're not, and being too gun-ho and uptight on whatever emotion that you protect and that you don't even need to. So you might manifest energies around you of being stuck up. Other individuals who may have Lilith in another area, you may manifest being embarrassed and jump into a scenario without fully being aware that it has possibilities for you to be embarrassed in it. So it may be a teaching lesson for you. And if you are spiritually inclined and you understand these things, you automatically know no matter where your Lilith at, it's going to play out in the energy of the Lilith in the sky. And these are all things that's going to create events to make us feel embarrassed. So all of our circumstances, no matter what Lilith you are in, is going to manifest a situation where the way you feel embarrassed or unaware of, it's only going to manifest into the system of Virgo. So we may all feel embarrassed if we lack money or stability or something to work on, work ethic, something to be participating with. That could be an organization that we can have some consistency in, some loyalty in, some structure, some foundation, or it could become a job in some way. And if we lack in these areas in our life at this moment, it's going to filter through your Lilith, how you dealing with it, and it's going to be perceived as you feeling embarrassed or thinking that possibility in your mind if you start to experience events that deal with these type of conversations and stuff like that in your day-to-day life. So the reason why I broke down comparing it to the square and the oppositions and people who have other Lilith signs, because you may have a Lilith that ain't really got no alignment based upon a degree with Virgo. So your Lilith, you may be unaware of something, and you may be a person who spend too much or whatever like that, and you're getting ready to create an external event that embarrass you. And when you sit back and be like, why am I being embarrassed right now? It may have something to do with the Virgo qualities. Somebody told you something that had something to do with you probably spending too much money, or you was worrying about something too much, or not worrying enough about something. So a responsibility crashed and because it wasn't taken care of, or however the case may be. And once you look at that as the outcome of why you feel embarrassed and whatever person, place, or thing made you feel that way, you're going to filter it through your Lilith that don't have nothing to do with Virgo and try to deal with it. But if you watch my channel, now you know, you actually know what's going on now. You actually know how to pinpoint the scenario in your life when you're getting hit with an embarrassment feeling. That's going to be the outcome if you don't know it, because Lilith is in the sky. And if you're a person who played too many characteristics and you had to manifest others to look at you like you're embarrassing, and then they express themselves to you so you can feel that, then you need to know what you didn't do or didn't see because of your Lilith is because you didn't have no alignment with the Lilith in the sky, but Lilith in the sky is bringing that scenario to you so you can know what it means to feel embarrassed or to not be embarrassed next time when we got this kind of transit. You see what I'm saying? It's like playing with the universe, like paying attention to the mechanisms. Now, so when you aware of this, and you might be a person who you get hit if you a square or opposition. You will see this from a mile away. If you got another alignment that don't affect Virgo in the sky, and you're into this, now you know how to stop things in their tracks when you're even getting ready to make a mistake, because you know you're unaware of a possibility of mistake because your Lilith, personally, as below micro, ain't in alignment with as above, so it's not affecting it, but as above is creating an atmosphere. So as you participate with the atmosphere, you might be making something like a mistake that you're unaware of that you're doing at the moment. But knowing these things, now you know what to keep in check, even when your Lilith is not in that area for you to even feel like you could be embarrassed about that anyway. You see what I'm saying? Thank you so much for the donation, Be the appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Real stuff. So yeah, that's how that go. But so a lot of times, to protect your embarrassment, you might be using your sign, and it don't have anything to do with this Lilith and Virgo. And what you may be doing to protect you from being embarrassed may open you up it may open you up to actually be embarrassed from the energy that Lilith actually in. When you're distracted too much trying to cover up and create egos and stuff to protect the vulnerability of your own Lilith embarrassment. Because how we all feel embarrassed is based on our Lilith energy. That's how we construct how we think what it means to be embarrassed. So this is why sometimes you can see people around you, family, friends, associates, co-workers, and they may play out certain characteristics where you justify it like this person being a fool. Or I would never do that. But what you're purely doing, like you're hearing it from the horse's mouth, what you're purely doing is making that suggestion from your Lilith, and this person may not have your Lilith, so this person don't feel embarrassed about the same things you feel embarrassed about. And then if you watch them long enough, there may be certain things you start to crave as a trait that you think you need. If you start to see them get away with certain things that you once thought was embarrassing, but you don't see other people around look at it the way you look at it. You might lighten yourself up a little bit to that energy, but what you're actually doing is you're just experiencing getting out of your Lilith a little bit and starting to realize everybody different. But you're not seeing it from that aspect. You just think that you're being more familiar with the social norm of whatever environment you're in at the moment, which build relationship. But if you understand astrology in this, you understand everything out of instant what's going on. You understand everything out of point what's going on, from your chakra to their chakra to the environment chakra as a triune. Thank you so much for the donation, David Chatty. You always asking for alignments. You said, real quick, is there a specific way to build this? Oh, you said, is there a specific way to build discipline? Discipline is the trait itself. So you can't do a trait to do a trait like an action or a noun. You got a trait is a what they call that. Thank you so much for the donation, Tabia Love. It's like almost saying, is there a way to walk? You gotta look at it like that. Like, I'm not joking. Like I'm not making a joke out of it. But I'm saying like for real. You gotta look at it like that. Is there a way to open your hand? So when you say, is there a way to build discipline? That's you're saying what you have to do. That's the spell. These words are spelling. You have to build discipline. It ain't a way to do that. You're saying what you want to do, and you saying what you're not doing. But you have to just do it. Get up and do it. There is no way you can light sage. There is no planet alignment. There ain't no sitting 6-point star. These spells are what spirits create as a craft to remind us what we're doing. When we already understand that, and then we're trying to create another craft to do what we just said we need to do, that's what it means to get into La La Land. That's exactly what it means to get into La La Land. So now what was actually subconscious, what we do, becomes something we make hard and act like we can't do it while doing it, just not doing what we saying we're gonna do. Like, we always doing the thing we think we're gonna do with the mind and the body. We just don't do it. So when you say, is there a way to build discipline? That's like saying, is there a way to walk? You just said what you need to do. So you technically self-reflected, didn't do shadow work in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? So basically, that's that you said what you need to do. You need to build discipline. So there ain't no other way to do it but that. Any other way is procrastinating, la la land, wasting time, making up things that ain't got nothing to do with it. No, the main goal is building discipline. So if you know what discipline is, that's keeping things in order before it lead into being unresponsible or chaos. And if you know what building is, you know that's what you're building upon as a mental state. So you want to keep a mental state that's disciplined. And then that's going to play out in your physical life because that mental form going to bend in as your blood, play out as your organs. So you're going to be doing things that play out in that energy even when you're unaware. You may subconsciously start keeping your clothes in order, your stuff in your house in order. That's going to play out in certain body language and how you structure your words. Even when you used to say the same things previously, is impact with other energy, and you may create more orderly and fashioned circumstances and events in your life, all the way to jobs, circumstances, relationships, and that's how it play out when you're in that space of trying to build discipline. So all your actions is going to be catered to that characteristics. So that's how you do it. You basically say what you need to do. You just got to start putting it in action. Start building on the discipline. Every day, add minutes and second and thought forms that represent discipline, which witchcraft, and then do the ritual and spell. Whatever you do with your body should be that characteristic. That energy should play out in all other areas that ain't even got nothing to do with what you trying to keep in order, like your closet or your crystals and gems or your altar. And you're going to start seeing people respond to you in more orderly fashion than they used to. You're going to start to see your manifestations come in more materialize and come in more orderly fashion and things. Because all a mind game. It's all a mind game. Just look at it like that. It's all a mind game. It's all a mind. It's a trick. And your mind is your superpower. Because all we got to do is understand the mechanisms. And we know and see, we fail to learn the mechanism. So it ain't always our fault. Like the moment you come out your mama's butt, we get indoctrinated with what NASA is telling us about science and stuff like that. So the little bit of truth that they're trying to learn come with a lot of lies and stuff that they don't know and trying to figure out for themselves. So a lot of times their starting points be wrong. And for us to not look like we're retarded, we piggyback their knowledge because it's general consensus. Even when we train our mind in ways to not even know that's what we're participating in, we still be participating in general consensus. But when you learn life yourself, you be like, okay, this is a mechanism, and something's happening first before something else. And you will start to see in the physical world that happens second. First, you have a thought and a feeling. Then there's something beyond that, spirit. You have an awareness of that thought and feeling before you even decipher it. Then you're like, oh, this is a mechanism. So if I want my physical situation to be better, I have to do it in order. And then when you start practicing that, you will start to see how every commercial, cartoon, everything you was raised on was a weird way of making you live backwards. Making you live the order backwards, where it's solid mind and spirit. Body, mind, and spirit, where it's really spirit control the mind and the mind control the body. Everything they taught y'all is what soothes the body. Make sure what soothes the body is what gets your thoughts and feelings good, would keep you in spiritual peace. That's backwards. So you always need something in the physical world to ease your mind in order to feel spiritual peace. That's backwards. Your spirit is supposed to control a mind that create the third dimensional circumstance that represent the peace that's for you. So they always have y'all settling for peace that ain't really a peace that's in your favor. It's a crumb at that from a piece of the loaf. And it's you accepting generational curses and them making you feel like it's a luxury to be in that position. It's a luxury to be in our school to teach you about history of us going to war to take over this land, or you wouldn't be in the school learning this. How is that the best starting point for this to be the outcome? It wasn't another way y'all could have did it. Oh, but if you say that, you'll get kicked out of school. If you say that, they won't tell you they won't pick you when you raise your hand and answer a question. See what I'm saying? Stuff like that. When you say that on YouTube, you get demonetized. Y'all get it? It's like once you get into that spiritual space and you understand the mechanism, you're like, oh, okay, it's the thing. If you just do it the right way, ain't no good or bad or right or wrong. It's just a mechanism, and you can do that the wrong way, and you can do that the right way. And once you get into the polarizations, then you will actually see what people be calling right or wrong. And then you'll be like, okay, what's right for another person may not be right for me. What's wrong for another person may not be right for them. So ultimately, these are just goddamn energies and stuff like that of a whole bunch of people unpolarized, not understanding the mechanism. And if you understand the mechanism, there's a right way to do the mechanism and a wrong way to do the mechanism. So you don't have to argue for or against it. You'll just understand it is what it is. You reap what you sow if you with the amount of energy you put in, and deal and take responsibility and take spiritual accountability. Period. And that's just existence. You won't have nobody to blame, not even your mama, if there was things that she was supposed to put you on that she wasn't mentally there to put you on. And but it's up to you to be the more spiritual adult to show her or whoever in your life that's something that they didn't know without that resentment, because you in that spiritual space. So it ain't no one to blame but yourself. And God give you all the gifts and talents to help others, even the ones that you think was supposed to fulfill something in you, and you thought it was their job and duty. God to show you that, no, I put you here to show them something, no matter if you in a younger body. You know what I'm saying? And that's how God works. Trust me, you will be in a better position mentally and physically, material, and God will give you whatever you need for you to be comfortable and keep passing on that message. Believe that. Real stuff. Other than that, though, we also got Moon sextile and Jupiter in Taurus. So we're going to be able to see opportunities where we can expand on our dreams and imaginations that we put faith and belief in from an emotional space. It's just up to you to make sure that you're filtering out and you're not doing that with delusions. But at the same time, Jupiter is the depositor. So the moon is going to make us focus on Jupiter energy. So these things may be like the same, where you feel emotionally smothered if you planted bad seeds, or if you're in that mundane or planting good seeds, you feel like you need to go ahead and start acting on this new spiritual space that you're growing in, and not look back at the spiritual space you have outgrown, based upon the mind state you was in and the circumstance it manifested as a situation you was in, circling around as a circumstance, as a spirit you was standing in. And for the most part, if you plant good seeds, or you're trying to have good circumstances and escape that right now, you're in that type of situation. Um, when it comes to into this energy, and you're going to be able to see opportunities where you can go for it, or you're going to see opportunities where it could be a possibility at least. Also, moon sextile Uranus and Taurus. So this also from an emotional space, we're going to have this opportunity to feel comfortable about our dreams and imaginations and react and respond to it and create that in our world, or try to bring people, places, and things in our world in a unique or an original way. Even when it comes to changing and rebelling and opposing against old and outdated things and things that we're no longer in that spiritual space anymore. These are going to be the energies that we're looking at and wanting to really express our uniqueness and our individuality. And it's going to be back to supported by our emotional heart space, feeling comfortable expressing what we got faith and belief in, or our dreams, or our imaginations and stuff, due to the fact of moon being in Pisces. So this could be a good energy of done right. Also, moon conjunct Neptune and same sign Saturn, but it's out of alignment based upon a degree, because Saturn is on the cusp of Pisces and Aquarius. But we also going to have this emotional heart space to be open to see the harsh realities of things. If you're an individual who haven't had a lot going good for them, you may be extra down on yourself during this particular time, with the moon sharing a little bit of the energies of Saturn, where you're seeing a harsh reality of a delusion that you was in, and you feeling let down at the moment about it. So try not to allow Saturn to make you feel like you need to restrict something in your life right now, to block you from any type of expression that you could kind of mutilize and transmute and transform, and it could be actually productive, not left into a space to keep you into frustration every time you go back to that memory bank. Also, when it comes into same time Saturn. So you're going to be able to see the reality. Now, if you got a creative thing that you've been planting, you're going to be able to see the reality out of it and be able to take some type of status or business structure and organize it to materialize and manifest from it also, because you put an order to some type of dream that look like it has a potential to it. So that could be a gift and a goal right now, also during this particular time. When it comes into Saturn being in Pisces, and Neptune being there with the moon being there, and that's the other depositor. So it's going to make us be center focused on where Jupiter at, Taurus, and the other home, which is depositor Neptune. So our emotional space is going to be wrapped up in Jupiter energy, our faith, belief, spirituality, and our ability to want to experience and expand. And it's going to be wrapped up into our dreams, imaginations, but also our delusions. So this is a time that you can be like totally wrapped up into your delusion or religion or spirituality for all the wrong purposes too. So you have to be careful. Now, if you plant good seeds, it can be for good purposes, and you'll be able to see the results if it's a good purpose. But at the same time, keep an extra eye on these things, because you're getting affected in the sky. And if you have these alignments in your chart, you might use one of those natures for, negative or narcissistic or selfish reasons and stuff like that to get away or make somebody do something you want them to do for you or something. So be careful of that too during this time. So I'm gonna make sure my stomach off. And also we got moon sextile in Pluto, or is getting ready to, in Capricorn. So for the most part, this is going to be an opportunity. This is going to be an opportunity right here for us to transform something emotionally when it comes into a delusion, creative gift. Like when you go and have your dreams and imaginations, you're going to pull two things out of them: either creativity or delusion. And that goes for your dreams, when you're daydreaming, when you're trying to develop a goal in your mind, like you're praying, P-R-E-Y, you're praying on a goal, how to get from point A to point B, that represent a space you're not currently in, but in your mind, you know that you can get there and manifest that into reality. That's the P-R-E-Y. Anytime you're doing P-R-A-Y, you're praying for another spirit to come give you something. So you're opening your stargates to create scenarios in your life for walk-ins and all kind of shit from spiritual predators that actually use the P-R-E. And a lot of times what you're praying for is something that a group of other spirits have power and control over, as far as that intellectual property and the abilities and know-hows, how to get the manifestations of these things in the world. So a lot of times when you got a person praying for this such and such job, for such and such money and things of that nature, this is where they start to think they God if they was actually get it. And in totality, that's the shadow government playing God, because it's their things that they created and their litigations that you have to go through to obtain it. And then when you sat somewhere and prayed, and that thing gave you the idea to get up and accomplish that, you're actually living up under the godly system that they created for them to play God. So these is never things you're supposed to do, P-R-A-Y. Because a lot of times, all they do is dangle that thing in front of you, and every time you get close, they make the puppet go further, and you never reach your destination anytime soon. It's like a treadmill that's not going nowhere fast. You took a public esoteric transportation. And so they always stop making you be Taurus, Sun and Taurus down here, up there, making you build their mental world. Hey, go fight this battle for us, or look at the cities and sites we want y'all to build. Ain't this beautiful? Hey, I'm gonna take you to your goal. Then with Jesus having that bus trip, Taurus travel bus, right? You would die there without never reaching your goals. In Jesus' name. Or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So and then that mental form will play out in reality. And you see other spirits who there already that probably died in the physical world, like your grandmother. You see how that manifestation bend in on itself and play out in the regular world. Before she died, she didn't see no man walk on water, or nothing that she voted for come true. So why you think it's going to be different for you? So get off that esoteric public transportation right now. You'll never reach your goals. You know what I'm saying? Until you learn how to change these things yourself. And you'll understand. Everything you was praying for was things a man created, that you can do the same thing for a woman and a group of women. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. A lot of people pray for a psychologist. If you're a man, you're supposed to pray to be a psychologist. So you're praying, P-R-E-Y, on how to reach that goal from point A to point B. When you P-R-A-Y, you already up under the shadow government while they playing God. So of course you need them. So when you pray for a psychologist and you actually find one, another person in your life, you blame that on God. It's really that shadow government, that demon. Thank you so much for the donation, Thailand Steering. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Real stuff. because they sat because they sat around. And I really appreciate that. And they sat around and did what you were supposed to do. And since you couldn't do it, now you need a mental crutch. And now your concept of man is faulty, and the real shadow man is controlling you and your woman. And the real shadow man and his other half is only gonna give you crumbs. They ain't never gonna give you no bread loaf. And that's all I can tell you. I can bring you to the river. I can't teach you how to make a cup. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. Well, yeah, we also got moon up, yeah, moon opposing Lilith. Yeah, I broke that down. And Mercury sextiling Venus. So with Mercury sextiling Venus, right, this also this puts us in a situation where we're going to come up with good ideas on how to go for our love matters. But we might put in some type of work ethic for it in some way, shape, or form. So we're trying to create a planning system or a circumstance system or a structure system or something that works, or something that can be productive, or something that can take care of responsibilities, or something that can make money, or something that can build on energies that can be worked on, so no worry and stress be developed after the fact. So right now we got good go gadget energies when it comes into obtaining love. It's just a simple fact that with Mercury and then Venus being debilitated, you know, Mercury ain't that well in Scorpio either, to tell you the truth. Like it's too fast sometimes. Sometimes it's not in its right speed. Well, not fast, slowed up. So it may take a long time to come to decisions and conclusions. Because anytime Mercury is getting ready to reach its debilitation space, it gets slowed up in the sign before it and the sign after it. And it has to leave those signs before it can fully, you know what I'm saying, be in the energy. You know what I'm saying? When it's not slowed up, it's two signs before it. But the sign before it is getting ready to slow up. So it makes us kind of trickle down and have to think a little bit more about something than we usually had. Put a little bit more time in it. And then when it be in a sign after it, it's getting ready to speed up, but it's held back a little bit. So you have to make sure it's like minor retrograde energy. You got to make sure you're not forgetful, leaving something out of something, leaving something behind, or make sure you're not jumping too fast and looking over the whole scenario and stuff like that before you leap, because you might miss a file, you might miss a paper, you might miss a secondary concept of whatever you're going through and stuff. So you got mine too. And we got Mercury conjuncting Mars. So we're gonna come up with good ideas. Yeah, so with Mercury sextile Venus, we're gonna come up with good ideas when we see opportunities to go for something that we love, appreciate, value, relate, or compromise with, that we've been worried about. And with Mercury conjuncting Mars, we're going to be in a situation where coming up with good ideas, or taking charge and power and control, or just going for something when it goes for our passions and the idea we come up with how to go about it. We're going to be in a situation where, okay, I might just go for it now. And then you're going to open up your throat chakra to do it. Now, you may not always be right. You may appear to be a fool, but if you just let the universe go through you, you always right, even if it appear to be wrong. Somebody needed to hear it. Somebody needed to see that. It was something you're not aware of, that if you didn't have no pent-up energy that had that explosion, that you're not knowing how it's affecting your surrounding, and you don't know how it might be affecting people around you that put you in that energy in the first place. But they know. For example, everybody can see things in others that others can't see. So even when you start developing weird, guilty energies and start feeling bad, don't. It's a reason you had that explosion. You was too much into the energies of the universe happening for you or to you. And there was people around you or things happening that you're unaware of, but it's adding to that accumulation. And sometimes you will have an explosion where you do the right thing, but since you're focused on something else in your life, it might appear in that area you did something wrong, and you might feel bad. But you don't know that it's beyond you, because the world is teamwork makes the dream work. So all of us is making these events. So a lot of times when you feeling bad, no, you actually accomplished something that God needed you to do, because that energy needed to be shown to create some type of boundary around yourself, because there's individuals around you that even put you in that energy in the first place that you might just be unaware of, because you're still a fool at your phase of going through your life at the moment. Like you could use examples like this. Let's say you like Macaulay Culkin type story, and you grow up in a household with a family, and there's a weird energy that you're forced to do something amongst your siblings, or you're always blanked that you don't quite understand in certain other areas. Then there may be something else happen that ain't got nothing to do with that. That got something to do with dinner. But based on the unbiased equilibrium energy of the character, how you're seen in, it bleeds over in that area. And it may be something that frustrates you for you to explode and just tell the truth about something. Here's the thing. You might feel bad because you might have told your grandma or your auntie that this Christmas dinner sucked. The turkey wasn't good or something like that. So you might feel bad. But don't feel bad. That energy came from somewhere else. Because we'd be like, damn, where'd that come from? And trust me, the people that energy was directed towards, they felt it too. Now, if you act in other ways, like you're unaware of what you actually did, you allow that spirit to become a demon and create ways to save face and cope and still put you in a position for you to remain and be guilty. But if you actually know, you will know that your auntie and them, they won't be necessarily mad about you cussing out their food. They'll know that deep down what you're actually mad at. And it's them making you do things more than your other siblings because of what you allow. And once a spirit be inside of an egg, it has to crack and become a butterfly eventually. And all spirits understand that because this is a nature we all got. But when we're lost in polarizations, dealing with actual life, it looked like many other things. Just being at the dinner, just being at this, having an explosion. So the actual family might not speak about it the way I'm speaking about it. Like, oh, they just broke out of that shell. But every spirit, just by nature, the minds we create is like an animal. Your mind is the first body. Y'all going to interact with each other that way. And it's going to be respected in weird ways, too. You know what I'm saying? And the spirit through the people who got their meals cussed out, they're going to be like, finally. And the person who had the explosion in the spirit world going to be like, finally. But in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, it may be a lot of things you're still aware of that you think you're fighting through as far as thoughts and feelings that manifest as body movements. Person might be like, oh, did I do the right thing? Did I do the wrong thing? Your auntie who cooked the dinner and stuff might be like, who would this person think they is? I know they ain't. You know what I'm saying? They ain't telling me my dinner messed up. But trust me, once everybody go to sleep and wake up in the morning, the spirit and the elephant in the room fart cloud be the actual energy that everybody know what it is. Trust me. And when good energy is being participated, the food and the blow up won't even be brought up. You know what I'm saying? It'll just be good natures done amongst each other that ain't got nothing to do with that. It's an esoteric way of everybody sweeping that up under the rug, basically. You know what I'm saying? You nice about something else that ain't even got nothing to do with last night. Y'all get what I'm saying? That's how you know the spirit inside of the forms is at work beyond the physical. It's a mechanism. It's the spirit, mind, and the body, not the body, mind. Then we all individual souls needing to learn from those things. No, you supposed to be. We're the creators, not the creation. We create a whole bunch of high resistance bacteria to have our own mind, so it don't just purely be connected as all. We be one thing, one person. A, point of reference for the first time, every spirit creating a Cree in their area of observation and position and tour. You create a high mountaintop in that space with that mountain and everything you fulfilled in there. So we are the creator. So we are the creator, not the creations. Everything is a creation. Your mind, the world, and the physical interactions that you're dealing with. These are creations. You could create an idea right now, so you know the mind is a creation. The spirit can create a form, an idea about something right now. So life is simple. I think y'all just over exaggerate. Try not to over exaggerate. It's stuff we doing every day. Just like these Mason knowledge and stuff like that. Don't over exaggerate what they talking about. Look and observe something that you do every day with your body or with your mind or what we created in the world from the inside out. And you will be able to see, oh, this is what they're pointing to. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll be like, oh, okay, it's about holding a mind state that ultimately become my event anyway. And it's simple things. Let's say you want to keep a healthy mind state. Think about what you said. The term healthy. That's doing something that's catered to a health. Healthy mentality. That you want a healthy mind. right? So when you're doing something to cater to your mind health, your spirit create mental forms and it eats stars, mental forms. So you want to watch what you pay attention to because that could blind your pineal gland. So you want to watch what you eat spiritually. Watch what you're digesting as far as sounds, voices, information, awarenesses, colors, cartoons. You see what I'm saying? If it's not purely for you and things of that nature. And for the most part, that's how you kind of eat and digest. Ooh, I had another point with the spirit. Hold on, what was my point? That you want a healthy mind. Oh yeah, healthy mind. So for the most part, here's the thing. When you're in that mind state, right, it bends in on itself and become your blood flow and your actions, your rituals and spells. So subconsciously, you start to be aware to do those type of things. You might start picking better foods. You might start picking time out the day to exercise. You might, because you're on that time mentally. So it manifests as things you do physically, and you start to be aware and you express that idea, and that idea be a bunch of things that got to do with that character. So if you got a healthy mentality, you're gonna have healthy characteristics. So your body and your awareness is gonna focus you on those type things to learn more information. So you're down that street, different than someone else around you, a friend, family member, coworker, associate, that might be paying attention to other stuff in their life. That may be unhealthy. See what I'm saying? So you can see with their actions as a representation what they're creating with their mind. And their mind is their characteristics, and that's a representation where they're at spiritually. So your spirit is nothing, and it is a space. But we understand we all got our own space, so the only thing to represent our space is our mind, our image, and the liking, the body. So to know where a person's spiritually at, what spirit they in, to observe and pull out natures and create forms and mentalities to express, we start to see a person's character. And then how they character play out, they mind bend in and play out through their body in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension. Then you can see the person's pattern of their character, whether they're creating a false pattern or not. You'll be able to see it if you see the character. And then the character represent where the spirit space at, and the actions represent the person's character. So the spirit create the character, and the character controls the body. So the character is the mentality, your thoughts and feelings, your energy. This is your energy that you create as a spirit. Your spirit ain't energy. Your spirit is the prime mover of energy. You know what I'm saying? And we create energy. So the energy is your mind state. And you have to construct something out of it. A character, a moral system. And then it bends in as an accumulation and becomes a physical representation. And now we're doing this on a much more broad, expanded scale that vibrate at a lower rate. So it takes time to expire. So you having the experience in detail. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, and then that's how that works. So when you understand the mechanisms of stuff, you understand how things work. So when you do it in order, you see the outcome play out, and you start to realize, oh, this ain't right or wrong. This is an orderly fashion. And if I just do the order right, whoever thinks something right or wrong, I'm beyond them. They're food. They're only arguing what's right or wrong because they don't even understand the mechanism that they involved in. So they're arguing for or against something. They're not in a broader space of equilibrium where they can sit back and look at choices as one form. Everything in the spiritual world is one thing. For an example, the number 2. In the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, it's a practice, the ritual and spell. So it needs 2 objects. In the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension, it's a ritual. We create the concept of what it means and what kind of name, 4th dimension, idea, and feeling we're going to get 5th dimension and make that character, what it look like 6th dimension. That's one thing. So what does 2 look like? That's one thing in the spirit world. Then when we practice that in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, right, we start to see the patterns of that character. So we can even make references to 2 without even seeing 2 objects. See what I'm saying? So these are like certain mental forms and things of that nature that condense, and we use it to access this world and make this world. Everything is one thing in the spiritual world. It's the essence of what we see down here that we use to polarize. So when you want to explain to someone what number 2 is, in the spirit world, you're going to one thing. You're going to one definition that we made up to represent that quantum field, that one quantum field we created in space of reality, because we're always creating these different spaces that we create forms in. Spirit, space, form, mental. So that's one thing. But then you can explain it in many different patterns, many different characteristics from that one character essence in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension. You can see 2 as in 2 objects. You can see 2 as in 1 + 1 = 2 down here. You can see, but in the spirit world, 1 + 1 is 3. Because it's different. Everything is one thing. So when you start to add it there, you bring one concept into another concept, and that creates a child concept, a condensity level. Heavy dense, light dense, another object, right? So if you understand it's a mechanism in life, you will see that's how actually everything play out. Mother, father, create a child, another person. Atmosphere, you inside of, mother, atmosphere, you that's outside of you, father, interacting, making child, that son. The binding system is just a collection of those 2 atmospheres coming together. It's a condensed micro version of it, and we get minerals, cell salts. That's what that thing is. That's what we call them, like that thing that just got made, a carbon ball or a carbon. You know what I'm saying, but it ain't something that's on its own floating. It's what atmospheres make. Just like sea levels. Sea levels is the more condensed atmosphere. This is the atmosphere. Water play out differently in different atmospheres. You could boil some water right now. You ain't add no hydrogen in it. It's the same thing based upon the interaction of density levels. That's what create temperament and temperature. So when you see sea levels crash, it create hurricanes and sea levels. Where you think crystals and gems and sand particles come from? Sea levels crashing. Duh. Why you think you need submarines? So this is what's creating 2 fluids coming together to produce a more condensed fluid. And when we have different sizes of these interactions, we got different types of fluids. So we call them the many names on the periodic table. And these are, and when they're all mixed up and come back together, this is what they're calling as a collection of atoms to make up the solid reality. Duh. You can teach science to a 3-year-old. It doesn't have to be NASA and Neil deGrasse version. It doesn't. It really doesn't. All you have to do is go outside and God will show you. You ain't got to listen to Neil deGrasse and Malcolm Natural for 6 hours. You go outside and God will show you in 3 seconds. Then God will give you the words and the actions to teach a 3-year-old. That's it. That's it. We got solutions on how to do stuff. This is how this channel works. How to do stuff. And then you'll understand what space these people was in to even create these moral systems, to even come up with that concept of as above, so low. You will start to see where that's actually right. And then you'll start to see where, okay, this part wrong, this being used for ego, this part being used for rulership, this part being used for a lie, this part being used because they might just not know no better, this part being used because they actually trying to help themselves. You'll be able to see the whole little flower formation book from their Masonic concept that they're structuring to come up with ideas about the universe. You'll be able to see every leaf of the flower be developed from a person's starting point to develop intellectual properties and be able to be at that table. And this is what I'll be talking about. This is when you at the table at the Galactic Federation of Light, and now you can actually make up a contract for yourself. But it's teamwork makes the dream work there too. And them different creatures. Them creatures is like me there. They're not quite like me. I'm Uriel. But they know how to shape shift and create different forms and know how to pick a particle out of an atmosphere that come for everybody too in certain ways and stuff like that. But you have to have that type of intellectual superiority in the spiritual world to even know what I'm talking about. Or you just listen to what I'm saying and wait till you get there to want to start to teach it and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want no weird stuff going on like how I see online now with people who got audiences and stuff and not quite know the space I'm talking about, but act like they do, but then they're in the low-hanging fruit world. So they're leading their audience like the blind leading the blind, and then trying to cast me out like what I'm doing is negative, and angels got to deal with stuff like that because that's the world we in. We got to keep order down here. We keep order. We real men and women. We real thoughts and feelings. That's what angels is. You know what I'm saying? So when we come, that energy play out through the body too. You feel it. It's almost like a skunk type of energy. Fume is strong as a vibe. Strong as an energy, as a circumstance. You know what I'm saying? It's an environment. It's a real vibe. It's a cycle. It's an atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? It's an atmosphere. So the physical representation of that is how an atmosphere, the way that the geographical location may play out, you got to act according to it. If that geographical location cold, you got to make sure you go there with a coat. If that geographical location hot or it got a lot of hurricanes there, you got to make sure for you to survive there, you're building sufficient shelter and things of that nature. So this actually what we do. You might create a certain vibe and environment in your household. So before a person even walk in your household, they feel like they got to act a certain way. And you may even all the way down to you manifest physical practices. Take off your goddamn shoes before you walk on the carpet. Y'all, it's like, however the case may be. You got a mental structure first, and then you play that out with the body. You got a witchcraft first, then you play the ritual and spell out. You create the mind, and then you do it with the body. And your spirit is in control of both of that. And the external world will react and respond in such manner. In a respectful manner. You know what I'm saying? When you do it backwards, it's going to be confusing. You're looking for things in the physical world to please your fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension thoughts and feelings and character in order for you to feel justified as a spirit like you at peace at the moment. You will never find peace because you're lost in a demonic world. And that world is ran by other spirits that took over the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension with firmaments and governments to have you live in a 1, 2, and 3rd dimension a certain way. And once they keep track of your social security number and see what you're doing based upon how you participate, they see what you desire, and they just dangle it in front of you like the puppet master. And anytime you get close to it, they take it further. AKA, what's an example of that? Anytime you get good at the game, they change the rules. But they act like they want you to know the rules. So if they take over the indigenous land, and they know that y'all not, like you might be low-hanging fruit and reprobate, so you don't know how to go outside and look for yourself. They still need you to build their world, and the things that work for them, they want you to do that too. So instead of helping you understand 7 cycles, they might give you 7 planets. Go to another geographical location. Make them worship 7 candles. Go to another geographical location. Make them worship 7 puppets. However the case may be. As long as you're doing the same thing, right? Now let's say you catch on. And you get good at the game. As soon as you get good at the game, now they want to change the rules. Now it's destruction in the world, and now you're not supposed to learn astrology. Oh, now you're not really supposed to know that. Oh, now you see what I'm saying? So like anytime you get good at the game, they switch the rules. But then they act like they want you in the game. So now you have to realize, they don't want me to know the game. They want me to do the game for them. So the Bible is purely made out of astrology, but in the Bible, in the New Testament, they say don't get into astrology. So they don't want you to know the game, but they want you to still do the game without you thinking you're doing the game. And then for the most part, so you still doing the game, you're just doing it for someone else. The manipulator, the middleman that's rocking you to sleep. Say, hey, you ain't really doing this, but I need you to Uncle Simon and go up this and just doing that third. So you still doing something without you knowing you doing. So you going serving bricks without you knowing you got bricks in the trunk. You just a dumb person driving, and in order for us to know you the only homeboy with the license, right? Because you got good parents and stuff, and we know that if we was to tell you we put bricks in your trunk, you ain't gonna go. So in order for us to know that we still need you to build our world, quote unquote speaking, we gonna secretly put the 7 bricks in the trunk and tell you, yo, we got 7 songs we just made. Drive us here and listen to this mixtape, 7 songs while we driving up here. So now you like, yeah, okay, we listening to 7 songs, and you taking us to the location what we actually want you to do. Build our world. We getting ready to hop out the car. We be right back. Go into your trunk real quick, go in, come back out, and everything's smooth. You ain't need to know nothing. And everything was smooth. Because if we would have told you, it wouldn't have been smooth, and you got the license anyway. So as long as you built our world and we got you still worshiping something that's these 7 songs before you take us to the destination, boom, we good. At least we still sold 7 bricks with homie in the hood with the good parents with the license. You see what I'm saying? Y'all said, thanks so much for the donation fee. I appreciate that for the Walmart real stuff, 369 this thing. Scorpio season. But yeah, I know I'm ratchet the hood, y'all. I'm sorry that I always got to make some... make some type of hood movie allegory out of something, but everybody can understand it all the way to the suburbs. From going back to the spiritual context of the original point that I was making. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. Real stuff. You know what I'm saying? But damn, I'm done with the alignments and this. I feel my mind going into ratchetity. So let me go ahead and cut this off so this can stay button green free. I said real button green free next to the word button algorithm stage and not me doing too much cursing stuff. Cause this is good job, PBS. Good job in my mind. I did a real good job because I was about to go in on you Virgos and Scorpios. I sure was, Lord Jesus Christ. Did a good job. Whew, real good shadow work today. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna give myself a hand and stuff like that. Real stuff. That don't mean I ain't gonna lie tomorrow in bracket chill. Oh, I said real stuff. Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't let it be no, because I done seen some stuff today. Lord Jesus Christ, Tyrese. Look, did I just tell you? Oh, Lord Jesus Christ. He a Capricorn. Didn't I just tell y'all? This is goddammit seed planting. If you planted bad seeds, stuff hitting the fan and dark stuff transformation coming and death. Did I say? So everything I was accumulating from Aries all the way up to Libra, you gonna see if you planted bad seeds or not. You probably thought you was getting it in while the getting is good like Tyrese. And now as soon as the sun get into Scorpio, ooh, you see the tea. Oh, y'all going in tomorrow. God damn it. I'm doing, man. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. Real stuff. God damn it. These celebrities, they ain't got no sense.